Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Maria Bartiromo doesn't just run circles around Ro Khanna, she puts him in the doghouse for all of her viewers to see. Let's dive in.
We know that everything the president does, the Democrats try to stop and upend his agenda. Is that really the way you want to govern?
I haven't been like that. I'm here saying that we should be supporting the Iran agreement to bring the war to an end, despite all of the disagreements. Now, I will say respectfully to Senator
wide open
Thune,
borders?
he said,
wide open borders.
Well,
yeah.
I'm for secure borders, but Senator Thune just said that Minneapolis happened. I mean, that's a pretty big euphemism for ICE agents killed an American citizen. And that was something that shocked the conscience of this country. Most Americans want secure borders, but they also don't want ICE agents roaming around in libraries, roaming around in our communities, going after American citizens or going after those who are undocumented but are paying taxes and working hard. And what the Democrats have said is that we need a different immigration agency that actually goes after the criminals, that goes after the drug traffickers, that goes after the sex offenders, and doesn't harass ordinary Americans or undocumented folks who are working hard and paying taxes in the streets. That's our real vision. I will resent this idea that we're not for law enforcement, and you can't say this to the guy who has spent the last year going after the Epstein files and trying to get those people who raped or abused young girls prosecuted. That's about as much standing up for law enforcement as you can be.
Well, Congressman, this is just more of the same. I mean, now it's all obvious. We all wanted secure borders, really? Well, when Joe Biden was having a wide open border and 20 million illegals came into the country unvetted, and that's the number President Trump uses, well, then you came on this show and you said, oh, we have a secure border. Everything's fine, right? And now it's like, oh, yeah, we all wanted a secure border. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Under Joe Biden, the border was wide open, and we were looking at murders of American citizens at the hands of illegals. And that's something I will never understand. And I got to say, this deal seems a lot better than the horrendous Obama deal, because Obama allowed Iran to have access to $100+ billion. Let's not forget all that cash, cold cash that was on a plane headed to Iran, which, what did they do with that money, Congressman? They used that money to build up their ballistic weapons and support terrorist proxies. Am I wrong?
Iran, many of us were saying that you shouldn't have ripped up the JCPOA, that you shouldn't have had this maximum sanctions campaign. What happened from 2018 when President Trump did that to now allowed Iran to develop enriched uranium, allow them to develop their ballistic missile program.
Because they had the money from Obama. Because they had the money unfrozen from Obama.
No.
Obama allowed Iran to build up. Obama allowed. They didn't get a cent right now. They haven't gotten a cent yet. Well, Obama unleashed $150 billion for Iran to have access to. Of course, they're going to use that to support proxies who are terrorists. That's what they did. Look, bottom line here, you've been testing the waters openly. You've been coming on a lot, talking about all these other issues beyond just your own portfolio. Do you want to break some news? Are you running in 28?
Look, I believe that the central issue is the economic divide in this country. I grew up in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I saw steel factories shut down. Now I represent, Maria, the wealthiest district in the world, a 50-mile radius, $20 trillion. And I have a vision of economic patriotism, how we could have the economic success of places where I grew up, of deindustrialized places, have an industrial investment bank, have trade schools, have tech institutes, actually rebuild this country. And I want that platform out there. Look, I was speaking to the Teamsters. I'll just take this 20 seconds on this point. And I was going through my whole economic plan. And then I said, I know a lot of people out here have voted for Trump. And you know what? We've got to stop insulting each other. We've got to start working together. We've got to start to figure out a united purpose in this country.
I think you answered my question.
For America. Well,
I think you answered my question. The answer is yes.
I love coming on here because,
Congressman, you're running on Trump's agenda. You're running on Trump's agenda. He's building up America. He's getting the supply chains to America. You're running on Trump's agenda. That's it. We got it.
Ro Khanna is literally running on the Trump agenda. I think it's hilarious when Democrats say we're going to industrialize the heartland. They're the reason that the industrial heartland became the Rust Belt. Okay? Pennsylvania was under Democratic rule when it deindustrialized. Ohio was under Democrat rule when it deindustrialized. Michigan, same thing. Parts of Minnesota, same thing. Parts of Wisconsin, same thing. Illinois, it's been Democrat for, 150 years? This is hilarious. You have to laugh or else you're going to get unusually angry, which I am prone to do. Fortunately, I keep myself under control on camera. But Maria is absolutely roasting Ro Khanna and reminding him that he's running on the very platform that Donald Trump made viable in 2016 and still makes viable today. And then this guy's talking about the Obama-Iran deal. That wasn't a deal. That was basically a non-oversight. We're going to give you money. We're not going to worry about what you do. We're not going to regulate you whatsoever. And the modern 14-point plan seems like it has regulators in place. They have people that's going to oversee where that $300 million is going. That $300 million does not come from American banks, by the way. It's going to come from the OPEC nations. Okay? It's literally a Mexico is paying for the wall situation. And it's actually happening. And you have Democrats out there saying, it seems like a surrender. We even have Republicans. I really hate to name drop here, but we have traumatized nincompoops like Eric Erickson out there constantly screaming that America surrendered. We took out their military infrastructure. We took out their entire fleet. We took out what's left of their air force. All they have left are drones, missiles. Iran used to pose a much deeper threat. Finally, that threat became realized and we snuffed it out. This is victory. It doesn't feel like it because it's hitting us in our pocketbooks and making us uncomfortable. This is a win. And Ro Khanna and other Democrats are out here. John Ossoff is out there screaming that, oh, this was a giant loss. The more information that trickles down, the more it seems like, no, we won this pretty handily. We got nearly everything we wanted outside of regime change. And remember, Iran is a mountainous country. It's not Iraq. Iraq is flat as a pancake. Okay? That's perfect for tank warfare. That's why Schwarzkopf was able to do his massive flanking maneuver. That's why we were able to have such air superiority back in 1991 and have sustained that for almost 35 years after the Cold War ended. Democrats are living in an alternate reality where they think that they have the moral high ground when all they really have is a molehill, and they try to make a mountain out of it. Ro Khanna is out here trying to straddle both sides, and I actually got to tip my cap to the guy. The guy plays the game very, very well. He presents himself positively on Republican shows. He doesn't talk down to Republicans like about half the Democrat clientele does. This guy is out here at least acting like he wants a conversation, but no, he wants something else entirely. He wants to make the show about himself, and Maria correctly says that, hey, this guy is looking to run in 2028. He's not one of the frontliners. I don't think he's going to win. Again, my money is on Andy Beshear being the dark horse that's going to win the Democrat nomination because Gavin Newsom has too many skeletons in the closet. All you have to do is look at the state of California roads and then ask him, hey, were you able to help out with the Palisades fire? That Newsom is not viable. Then there's Kamala Harris, who's going to win the early primaries because they are in certain states that want Kamala Harris to win. Okay? Kamala Harris is not going to win the ultimate nomination. It's not going to be Pete Buttigieg. It's not going to be Josh Shapiro out of Pennsylvania. For another reason that Ro Khanna can go kick rocks is because he is quite literally out there talking about the Rust Belt revitalization. I'm sorry, you've got to let Republicans do their thing. Okay? I've got to go on a bit of a tangent here, but Republicans started finally getting control in the South in the early 2000s. They finally consolidated power in the 2010s, and the economic boom just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, there have been a few problems. For instance, here in Georgia, we still have an entire North Georgia pipeline going from Gainesville to Dalton of illegal immigrant labor. Yeah, that's a problem. The rest of the state has benefited from Republican rule on the other hand. And it's why southern states, even though they are threatening to go blue, keep voting for red Republican policies. Ro Khanna is trying to take that model and twist it into a Democrat one, which was viable 20 years ago. It is no longer viable in the modern Democrat market. The modern Democrat market is be as woke as possible because that's where our best feedback comes from. Keep ignoring the needs of the blue collars and keep going on this weird trajectory where you keep making everything worse and you hollow out the middle class. For some reason, this wins in Democrat circles, it wins in Democrat primaries, but Ro Khanna is trying to say no more to that, so I at least got to say thank you for trying, but I still know what you're up to. And I hope y'all understand that this is the game that's being played. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. My name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.